Our research begins with the booming trend of eco-conscious consumption. Today, many companies label themselves as eco-friendly to appeal to sustainability-focused consumers. However, this increase in green branding has also created confusion. Consumers often struggle to tell the differences between brands that are genuinely sustainable and those that are simply greenwashing. This rising uncertainty highlights the need to better understand how consumers form their perception of eco-friendly brands. The problem we focus on is why consumers perceive local and international eco-friendly brands differently, even when their environmental efforts are similar. Our main objective is to find out how Malaysian consumers respond to this brand in terms of trust, purchase intention, and brand loyalty. In our framework, brand trust and perceived eco-friendliness are the key factors influencing consumer decisions, with perceived quality acting as a bridge between perception and behavior.
Assalamualaikum and good morning to our lecture. My name is Muhammad Rashidi bin Abdul Wahab. My maths number is A22A1235. Today I want to presenting about methodology. For our group, methodology for our group is quantitative method, which is method we use online survey via Google Form for the sample 300 university student. They are more conscious about shape of the future. For the next one, sampling convince brand perception, demographic awareness source, influencing factor, and main barrier. Also for the attitude, which is the seek facts in our sampling method. For the analysis, descriptive and correction, which is gender, age, pattern, more to the characteristic consumer to know our branding they want.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Karisha binti Elis and my matrix number is A22A1268. I will be presenting the section on data analysis and research findings, including the hypothesis testing that was conducted based on the survey responses collected. We conducted a normality test using both the Kolmogorov-Smirnov and Shapiro-Wilk methods. The results showed that the significance values for all variables were below 0.05, which means the data is not normally distributed. Therefore, we use Perman-Hur correlation test to analyze the relationships between the variables. In terms of probability, the cross-batch alpha values for all variables were above 0.7, indicating that all items used in the questionnaire were reliable and consistent. Moving on to the research findings, respondents showed a generally positive perception towards eco-friendly products with an average score of 4.0. However, we also found that their actual purchasing behavior was inconsistent with this perception. 41% of respondents expressed doubt about companies' green claims. This greenwashing issue negatively affect brand trust and consumer intention to repurchase. On the other hand, strategies like eco-labeling and corporate social responsibility (CSR) still had a positive influence, with a high agreement score of 4.2. This shows that transparent communication and third-party verification remain relevant in building consumer trust. However, many respondents struggle to differentiate between truly sustainable products and misleading ones with an average score of only 3.4. It suggests a need for better environmental education and clearer labeling practice. From the social influence perspective, 32.3% of respondents reported learning about eco-friendly brands through family and friends, showing that social environment plays a strong role, especially in a collectivist society like Malaysia. Finally, we conducted hypothesis testing using Grandma's rule. The results show that there is a moderate positive relationship between brand trust and purchase intention, with a correlation value of R equal to 0.45. All hypotheses tested were accepted, which indicates that the higher the consumer's trust and perception of a brand's green value, the more likely they are to buy and support that brand. That concludes my presentation for the analysis and findings section. Thank you.
The research built upon and confirmed key findings from previous studies on consumer behavior and environmental sustainability. By comparing its results to existing literature such as the work by Yuan and Chaohui that published in the Harvard Business Review in 2019. This study provides a robust and validated perspective on the complex dynamic at play. Firstly, the study confirmed the applicability of well-established theory like theory of planner behavior (TPB) and signaling theory when it comes to green consumer behavior. TPB suggests that a person's intentions shaped by their attitude, subjective norm, and processed behavioral control. These are the primary determinants of their actual action. Signaling theory, on the other hand, explains how consumers use products and brands to signal their value and identity to others. The research also lends further credence to the possession behavior gaps identified in previous studies, including the elusive green consumer analysis that published in HBR. This gap refers to the disconnect between what consumers say they value in terms of environmental responsibility and how actually behave when making purchasing decisions. Despite for professing a desire to be eco-conscious, many consumers fail to translate this sentiment into consistent purchasing patterns. Interestingly, the study found nuanced differences in how consumers perceive local versus international brands. Local brands were seen as more relatable and attractive, while international ones are perceived as more certified certified in their environmental credentials. This suggests that building trust and relatability may be as important as formal certification when it comes to engaging green-minded consumers. However, the research also highlights a persistent barrier that is greenwashing, consistent with findings from other global studies. These studies indicate that misleading or exaggerated greater environment claims continue to undermine consumer confidence and hinder the obsession of truly sustainable practice. Brands must be mindful of these challenges and ensure that their messaging and actions are aligned to build genuine credibility.
For the recommendation, how our research finding can be appealed to for the real business practice and for the future research. For the business, we also can be transparent to avoid wishing, which is misleading to label like natural without evidence. For the second, we can use credible eco label such as USDA organic to build trust to consumer and make company committed to sustain. For the local, we also confirm that can use for the third party like influencing others. For the future research, we also including other demographic for non-student, rural and urban to uncover the broader consumer attitude. For the study digital green marketing such as social media is a major source for awareness to among young people such as TikTok and Instagram.
My name is Eng Hui Qing with normometric A22A1299. In conclusion, this study highlights that Malaysian consumers have a growing awareness of eco-friendly brands, but their perception vary depending on brand origin and trust in sustainability claims. International brands are generally perceived as more credible due to global certifications and strong marketing strategies. However, local brands are appreciated for their affordability and authenticity. A key issue identifying is the challenge of discouraging generate eco-friendly effects from greenwashing with a fake purchase intention. The study confirmed that factors such as peer influence, eco-labels, and brand reputation significantly shape consumer behaviors. To improve perceptions and increase trust, local brands should enhance transparency and communications. Overall, the findings suggest that with proper education and clear green message, both local and international brands can encourage more sustainability consumer behavior in Malaysia. Thank you.